This is Death. I'm the Predatory Lending Network, talking to folks about the terrorist attacks in Europe. There were 4 attacks. This is Death on the Predatory Lending Network. Terrorist attacks are on the rise in Europe. The 4th attack in 4 months. 41 were killed and 270 were injured in Brussels. What do you think of this, Deadpool?
Well, I mean, if the government hired me, the merc with the mouth, I'll go out there, kill some people for money, as long as they pay me well. Good shit. Good shit.
Now, what should be done about the Syrian refugee crisis? Because they're being blamed for this.
All I gotta say is Black Lives Matter. Hashtag YOLO. Chimichangas.
Now, should Apple open up the data on the San Bernardino terrorist phone?
Well, I mean, they got me. I could just break the 4th wall and find out for them if they want to. But again, they got to pay me in chimichangas and money.
Now, on June 23rd, England votes whether to stay in the European Union or not. What do you think of this?
All I gotta say is chimichangas.
So in closing, this is Death on the Predatory Lending Network saying, I'm coming for you. This is Death reporting from the Predatory Lender about the terrorist attacks in Europe are on the rise. 4 attacks in 4 months. The latest one killing 41 and injuring 270 in Brussels. What do you make of this, Doctor?
It's horrible. It sounds... Well, it's really horrible. I don't know what else to say about it. It's very sad. It's a tragedy.
Now, what should be done about the Syrian refugees? Because they seem to be part of that.
Syrian refugees should be... oh gosh, I'm getting so political now. Syrian refugees should be accepted and taken care of like any other refugees should. They should be screened and prepped, but there's no reason to turn people away just because they're Syrian.
Okay, now should Apple open up the data on the San Bernardino terrorist phone? There was some controversy on that.
There was. That's actually a good question. I was following all of that. It's an interesting problem, isn't it? How much privacy should one have over the contents of their phone when they're a criminal, part of a criminal investigation? I don't know that I have an answer for that.
Now, on June 22nd, England will be voting whether or not to stay in or get out of the European Union. What do you make of this ahead of all these issues?
England will be.
On June 23rd.
Wow, I did not know that.
You're British.
That's well, I sound British. You look more Time Lord than I do human. I didn't know that there was a question about that. I suppose England will have to figure that out for themselves, since I don't know anything about it.
Okay. So in closing, any last minute things you'd like to say?
Geronimo!
Geronimo! So this is Death. I'm the Predatory Lender saying, I'm coming for you. Well, this is Death. I'm the Predatory Lending Network saying, terrorist attacks are on the rise. Terror attacks in Europe are on the rise. 4 attacks in 4 months. The latest killing 41 and injuring 270s in Brussels. What do you think of this, Harley?
Were they cut up?
They were blown up.
They were blowed up? Well, that makes my job a lot easier, doesn't it?
And I thank you for it.
Well, I hope so.
Now, what should be done about the Syrian refugees because of all this?
Hell if I know. Do I look smart to you?
You're a doctor.
Well, yeah, but I study psychology. Well, at least I used to.
Now, should Apple open up the data on the San Bernardino terrorist phone?
What?
Okay. Now, on June 23rd, there will be a vote in England whether or not they should stay in the European Union. What do you make of that?
As long as they keep making croissants, I'm okay with that.
And English muffins?
And English muffins. As long as they don't go to my thighs.
So in closing, any last minute things you'd like to say?
Fuck all of you.
So in closing, this is Death from the Predatory Lending Network saying, I'm coming for you. Now this is Death from the Predatory Lending Network saying, terror attacks are on the rise in Europe. The 4th attack in 4 months killed 41 and injured 270 in Brussels. What do you make of this, sir?
Those poor, poor people.
Now, what should be done about the Syrian refugees ahead of all these attacks?
I don't pay too much attention to politics, unfortunately.
Now, should Apple open up the data on the San Bernardino terrorist phone?
Perhaps. It's none of my business, though.
Now, on June 23rd, there will be a vote whether England should stay or get out of the European Union. What should they do with all these attacks going on?
Well, whatever brings people together, I suppose.
So in closing, is there any last minute things you'd like to say?
Perhaps a shot of espresso.
So in closing, this is Death on the Predatory Lending Network saying, I'm coming for you.